Chapter 3. Animal Senses. Let's learn animal senses, sleeping habits of animals, endangered animals, animals deserve to live. We all know about our 5 senses. We can see, touch, taste, smell, and hear. Do you know that animals also use their senses to learn about their environment? It is true, but animal senses do not always work in the same way as our senses do. Animal senses. Sense of sight. Animals see the world quite differently from humans. This means that they may not see things in the exact same way that we see them. Most of the differences between the ways in which different animals see the world mainly have to do with color and visibility. Being able to see, animals locate food, move around, find mates and avoid predators, whether they live at the bottom of the ocean or fly high in the sky. The eyesight of birds, such as eagles, hawks and buzzards, is 3 to 4 times sharper than ours. Eagles can spot rabbits from several miles away, while hawks and buzzards often scan the earth from a height of 10 to 15,000 feet. Cats have awesome night vision. This is because their pupils widen until they are large circles, letting far more light into their eyes, nearly doubling their ability to see and hunt in darkness. Info Hype. Eyesight is important for most animals, and nearly all animals can see. 95% of all species have eyes. Sense of hearing. Only 2 animal groups have evolved the ability to hear: vertebrates like mammals, birds and reptiles, and arthropods such as insects, spiders and crabs. No other animals can hear. Info Hype. A lion's roar can be heard up to 5 miles, that is 8 kilometers away. Dolphins find their way in complete darkness or swamp waters using a biological sonar system called echolocation. Bats use echolocation to detect prey in the dark. Dogs and cats can hear higher frequencies than us. They can also distinguish the tone of a sound and locate its source better. Owls have phenomenal hearing. Their large ear holes help them pinpoint the vertical positions of sound sources. Info Hype. An echolocating dolphin can detect a 2.5 centimeter object, such as a big coin, from over 70 meters away. Sense of smell. A keen sense of smell allows animals to find food and mates, as well as to stay out of danger. It can stop an animal wandering into a rival's territory or help it find its way. A bear's brain is 1/3 of the size of ours, yet the part devoted to smell is 5 times larger. 2/3 of a shark's brain is dedicated to smell, and it can detect the tiniest drop of blood from more than a mile away. A dog's sense of smell is said to be 1,000 times more sensitive than that of humans. Because of this keen sense of smell, dogs are able to locate everything. Dogs use sniffing to maximize detection of odors. Snakes smell with their tongues. When a snake sticks out its tongue, it smells its surroundings. The moist tongue collects scents and small organisms from whatever it touches and from the air around it. Snakes can detect vibrations through the ground and determine the size of the prey or danger by its movements. Sense of touch. Animals have also evolved a wide variety of touch organs, including whiskers and antennae, which they use to navigate, find food, or even to communicate. Cats use the hair on their face. The long hairs on a cat's face are called whiskers. Cats use their whiskers to let them know if they can fit through small openings. Sense of taste. Snakes, some lizards and cats can smell with their tongues. They have what is called a Jacobson's organ on the roof of their mouths. When the tongue is brought back into the mouth, it is placed on the Jacobson's organ and interpreted by the brain. Some invertebrates, like butterflies, taste with different sense organs which are located on their feet. Frogs have long sticky tongues that help capture prey. Cats and some other animals have little hair on their tongues that help them to groom themselves like a comb. Super senses. Some animals have senses that are much stronger than our senses. Super sight. Birds have some of the best eyes of all animals. They look for food on the ground while they are flying high in the sky. An eagle can spot its prey from up to a mile away. Super smell. A dog's sense of smell is 1,000 times stronger than an average person's sense of smell. That is why dogs are used to track people who are lost. A dog can use its super nose to track a scent that is nearly 4 days old. Super hearing. Bats cannot see in the dark. They use their ears at night to tell where they are flying. They make a high-pitched sound and then listen to its echo to know where. Sleeping habits of animals. Humans need at least 8 hours of sleep to be able to have sufficient strength for the next day. Oversleep or undersleep will both lead to health problems sooner or later. Animals too need to sleep to stay healthy. The giraffe has one of the shortest sleep requirements of any mammal, which is between 10 minutes and 2 hours in a 24-hour period, averaging 1.9 hours per day. Dolphins and other large sea mammals keep one eye open and one half of the brain awake all the time, even when asleep. Some animals like lizards sleep for a long time to avoid unfavorable seasons. This is called hibernation. These animals cannot find enough food during the winter. To solve this problem, some animals hibernate. Hibernation is a deep sleep that helps them to save energy and survive the winter without eating much. How do other animals sleep? Many animals like cats and dogs simply lie down to sleep. But other animals have some unique and interesting sleeping habits. Some animals, such as horses, can lock their legs so that they can sleep while standing. This ability allows them to make a quick escape if a predator comes near. Some birds, such as the flamingo, can even sleep while balancing on only one leg. Leopards sleep on a tree limb without falling off. It tends to sleep in a sitting position, using a tree branch for back support. The walrus also floats while it sleeps, but it bobs up and down in the water, sleeping in a vertical position. Sea otters float on the surface of the water while sleeping. To keep from drifting apart, they may sleep holding hands. Endangered animals. Ever since people have been living on Earth, they have used animals and plants to give them everything they need. Animals are killed for meat and skin, trees are cut down for paper, and plants are uprooted for food. However, we know that the supply of animals and plants is not endless. Endangered animals are animals that are in danger of becoming extinct. This means that there will be no more of these animals alive on Earth. An animal is considered endangered or threatened when very few of them remain alive. Some animals are more threatened than others. To keep track of how much at risk of becoming extinct a species may be, scientists categorize the level of risk with a different name. From the most threatened animal to least threatened, these names are 1. Critically endangered, 2. Endangered, 3. Vulnerable. There are also some animals that exist only in zoos. These animals are called extinct in the wild. What are some of the most endangered animals? These are animals that are categorized as critically endangered. Black rhinoceros. There are only a few black rhinos left. They mostly live in Western Africa. They are most threatened due to hunters killing them for their horns. Info Hive. The black rhinoceros is the 5th heaviest land mammal in the world. Red wolf. The red wolf originally lived in the southeastern United States. There are only a few hundred left, most of them living in zoos. All around the world, there are species of animals that are about to become extinct, disappear forever. We need to do something to stop this from happening. If we go on using nature as thoughtlessly as we have been doing, there will soon be nothing left. So, nature has to be looked after carefully. Animals deserve to live. Most countries throughout the world have made laws to stop or limit hunting of endangered species. A treaty called the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, CITES, has been signed by most countries. Though many animals are protected from hunting, it does not stop some people from hunting them illegally. This is called poaching. Poaching happens all over the world because poachers can get a lot of money for their illegal game. They sell the horns, ivory, body parts, and skin of protected animals. The government of India is making serious efforts to preserve the endangered species so that they may not become extinct. A number of national parks and wildlife sanctuaries have been set up in different parts of the country. They provide natural surroundings in protected areas where hunting of animals and birds is totally banned. In 1973, Indian government set up Project Tiger to save the fast decreasing number of tigers in India. Presently, there are about 50 tiger reserves under the project. Some of the national parks and wildlife sanctuaries that have been set up in India are as follows. Jim Corbett National Park. This large national park in Uttarakhand has 5 ecotourism zones. One zone, Jirna, is open all year round. The rest of the park closes during the monsoon. The chances of seeing a tiger at Corbett are not great, but there are plenty of other animals to see. Elephant safaris are possible. For the best wildlife viewing, stay deep in the reserve in the Dikala zone. Kanha National Park. Kanha National Park in Madhya Pradesh has the honor of providing the setting for Rudyard Kipling's classic novel, The Jungle Book. It is rich in lush sal and bamboo forests, lakes, streams, and open grasslands. Kaziranga National Park. Kaziranga National Park is situated in Assam. This land of rhinoceros is counted among the 2 major wild pockets, the only surviving habitat of this prehistoric survivor in India. Rajaji National Park. Rajaji National Park in Uttarakhand is well known for its wild elephants. There are around 500 wild elephants in the park. Sundarbans National Park. Sundarbans National Park is situated in West Bengal. Known as the largest estuarine delta in the world, this tiger land is famous for various species of tigers. Info Hive. Haley National Park was created in 1936 and renamed as present-day Jim Corbett National Park in 1956 to honor Jim Corbett, a well-known hunter, conservator, and naturalist. Recap. Animals see the world quite differently from humans. Only 2 animal groups have evolved the ability of hearing, vertebrates and arthropods. No other animals can hear. A number of national parks and wildlife sanctuaries have been set up in different parts of the